long-awaited July 8th Hot Springs Village Urban Hunt proficiency test, and I'm headed to get ready. Every year we got to pass a proficiency test in archery, so headed to Hot Springs Village today. Help these guys out. I'll probably be the blind guy and blowing the whistle for the archers is what it looks like. So I'm going to get some proficiency tests done, and this is like the third step what it takes to do the urban hunting here in Arkansas. Hot Springs Village is doing their own separate deal this year in the ABA, which I'm vice president of this year. We got like 6 cities we urban hunt, so and I think next weekend, July 15th, we'll kick off Russellville, Hot Springs, Russellville, so Hot Springs Village will be done, Russellville will be done. That'll give me the other 6 cities I can hunt here, and we'll be ready to rock on September 1st. Hot Springs Village today. I'm a little shot to keep shooting. But I'm gonna kick it off. July 8th, Hot Springs Village Urban Hunt. This is the proficiency test portion. Got 2 getting locked and loaded with the crossbow. -1. Other folks here are in line to get registered and get their placard. All right, HSV doing things a little bit different. I like it. 20 archers at a time are going. We have 4 targets set up. Basically 20 yards. So we're taking 20 archers at a time. All right, we got our 3 whistles. Got to put 3 arrows in the kill zone. All right, we're getting ready for the field day portion here. Got a crew ready, and we do some stand setup scenarios like we did at the IBEP instructor course. And then we got a blood trail laid out here, I believe. So I'll be working with tree stand, safety, etc. today. Let's do a Prusik knot for us.
Take it just over that like this. Go through the loop 1 time. Okay, and keep it in the middle. Go through the loop again, keeping it in the middle. Go through the loop again, keeping it in the middle. Cinch it down where it's nice and even. See how that's nice and even? Okay, and remember, going up the tree and down the tree, it slides. You fall, it won't go anywhere. It grabs. Highly recommend that Prusik knot. It speeds up your getting up and down the tree dramatically.
And no clanging metal.
Yeah, no clanging metal. It's really, and so this is on your lifeline hanging in the tree. Every time you go out there, excuse me, to your stand, all you got to do is hook in. Hook in, and you're ready to go. Okay, so that I leave all this in the tree, because once you get your safety line attached and affixed way up where your stand's going to be, then this is at the bottom of the tree when you come down. So all you got to do is hook in, and then you're up the tree like that, real quick,
faster.
real nifty way.
We already went over the ladder stand setup. Most everybody's familiar with ladder stands. I think this is my second choice. Like I say, once again, you can use the lifeline that you can get at academies or Bass Pro, whatever. You attach it up above and to a peg on the ground. You can go ahead and hang your lock on. This lock on was not hung, but you know, it hangs like this. And you got two straps that attach it to the tree, of course, up there. So sometimes you might want an extra hand trying to hang stands, and they might have only had one man setting this stuff up. But that is generally about a 20-foot stick. So this is shortened, of course. But I haven't found anyone that sells these this type setup in less than a 20-foot deal, so 20-foot package. So that's what you got there. All the way up, stay attached all the way up and down. Like I say, you got a lineman belt on most all harnesses nowadays. Keep the lineman belt attached all the way up, and that's basically it. Just stay attached to the tree. This is my second favorite, which is really my favorite. But as far as if your children are going to hunt with you, number one, I'd have them in a ladder stand on a food pile, letting them hunt in the evening. And but this here, I like this setup because if you're by yourself and you want to readjust in the woods, or if the wind direction, of course, you know, I'm not going to go fight with all that. I got sticks and a saddle that I hunt out of, but that's basically it. Stay attached all the way up and down, stay safe, and enjoy another decade of hunting. So that's about it. Appreciate it, man.
Go ahead and come down and start trailing, or am I going to give it about 30 minutes to let that deer die? So that's one of the safety aspects is don't approach that animal right away, because they don't always die, and if they're still alive and you come up on them and you start trying to do your thing, they could get up and start having their way with you, and they're very powerful animals. Another thing to keep in mind, I didn't tell the other group, is whenever that deer is running and it goes to a different area, make sure you're still on POA property. Because if that deer is on somebody else's property and you approach and you go into their land to try to cover that deer, that's not something you can do here. So just keep in mind, make sure you know where you're going to, make sure you're still on POA property. Last year I dropped one and it ran about 70 yards, went across the road, and was just right next to the road 10 yards in, but it was another piece of property that wasn't POA. So I had to contact the owners to say, hey, can I come and recover my deer? And I was able to do that. The deer was definitely dead at that time.
Got coming back from climber safety.
If you want to know, if you don't know how to tie it, I'll show you how to tie it.
So Scott's been down here working with him on the climbing stand safety, and no doubt doing a great job. He did a good job with the IBEP course this year, him and Mark both.
First of all, you got a list of the rules and regulations. Let me emphasize that the first deer taken, we want donated to 150 hungry. There'll be a trailer at this fire station. You've all got my number. If you can't find that, call me. I'll give you directions how to get there. And we want to emphasize taking deer. We're not trophy buck hunting. I know there's some big bucks in here, and everybody likes to kill a big buck, but the purpose of this hunt is to eliminate a bunch of deer out of our herd.
All right, guys, I do apologize that we don't have the tags here today. We ordered those, and we're having some problems with the company that we ordered those from. They will be here, hopefully, the first week in August. And like Todd said, you can go by the administration, the BOA administration, report to his fire station and pick those up. So basically what I'm going to tell you today, not necessarily just the rules of the city hunt, Hot Springs Village hunt, but our game and fish rules. Okay? So these are the kind of rules that you break. You'll be filling out some paperwork with our wildlife officer. Okay, so please keep this in mind, that there are game and fish rules that you have have to follow in these urban deer hunts, okay? One of those is checking your deer. So real quickly, last year, Hot Springs Village harvested 144 antlered bucks, 27 button bucks, and 117 does for a grand total of 288. We would like to see those numbers reversed, okay? We want folks to harvest those. A big part of this hunt is controlling urban deer populations, and doing that focuses harvest on female deer, okay? We want to impact reproduction. So make sure that you're harvesting plenty of one buck hunters, okay? And then also you have to donate your first deer to Arkansas Hunters Feed Hungry. Ronnie's going to get up here in a minute and talk about deer donation, but we do not want funds donated, okay? So the plastic tags that you're going to receive, okay, you have to tag your deer with those plastic tags. Urban deer hunts don't have a bag limit, or there are no animal point restrictions, okay? So if you use all your tags, come back and get some more. But every deer has to be tagged with one of those plastic tags, okay? You have 12 hours to check your deer. You need to do that to agfc.com. You can download our mobile app, or we have a 1-800 hotline number that you can call. But you have to check your deer. You have to check your deer to Hot Springs Urban Deer Hunt, okay? This hunt is a zone within itself. So every deer that you harvest in Hot Springs Village has to be checked to the Hot Springs Village Urban Deer Zone. Does everybody follow me? I'll say that one more time. If you kill a deer in the Hot Springs Village Urban Deer Hunt, it gets checked to the Hot Springs Village Urban Deer Zone. Not Zone 13, okay? Hot Springs Village Urban Deer Zone. I'll say that one more time if I need to. But it gets checked to here, okay? Checking deer to the proper deer zone is important. That's what allows us to track harvest over time. So you have to tag your deer with your plastic tag, and it'll have numbers. If you have tags from last year, throw those away, okay? Those are no good. Do not lend someone else your tags. Your tags will be issued specifically to you, okay? So those tags will be specific licenses, per se, beyond your hunting license, but those tags are issued directly to you, okay? So when you harvest a deer, get down out of your stand, cut the deer in the back hop or through the ear, run that tag through there and clip it. Once it's clipped, it's no longer valid to be used again, okay? Like I said, there's no bag limits, so come back and get some more tags. Tag your deer with your plastic tag, check your deer, okay? If you take it to a meat processor, if you take it to the Hunters Feed and Hungry trailer, if that deer changes possession, it has to be checked, okay, before that change in possession happens, okay? So if you leave your deer in the trailer, it has to be checked. There will be some white, I don't know what you call them, Tyvex, white Tyvex tags in that trailer. All of the deer that go in that trailer are going to be CWD tested. Now, if you kill a big buck and you want to keep its head, that's fine, okay? And you still want to donate that deer, that's fine. You won't have to fill out one of those Tyvex tags. We're going to get the samples from inside the neck area anyway, and so if there's no head, you don't have to fill out Tyvex. You still have to tag and check it. But we encourage you to chop the head off, put the deer in the trailer if it's a big buck, and we'll still take it, okay? But if you donate a deer, tag it, check it, and you're going to donate to Hunters Feed the Hungry, there's going to be some light Tyvex tags in that trailer. We're going to need you to fill out your game check number and some contact information, okay? And there will be a sign on the back of that trailer that takes you through that step-by-step process of filling out that tag. So don't lend your tags to anyone. Don't use old tags. Every deer must be tagged and checked where they get checked to. Hot Spring Village Urban Deer Zone. Do not get caught using these tags outside the Hot Springs Village Urban Deer Hunt, okay? If you've got a deer lease somewhere else and you're found using one of these tags, you're going to find some paperwork to fill out, okay, with one of our wildlife officers. These are just for the Hot Springs Village Urban Deer Hunt. these are city specific, so you can't take those hunt tags anywhere else. The tag itself will say HSV, and then it'll have a number, okay? So you cannot use those anywhere else. You have 12 hours to check that animal. I would encourage you to check that deer immediately upon harvest. You all should be receiving a dash placard. Make sure that dash placard is in the dash of your vehicle when you're hunting. If you and your buddy are hunting, or you and your wife are hunting, or you and your husband, make sure both of your dash placards are in that vehicle. That way, when the city police or wildlife officers see a vehicle parked on the side of the road or wherever, they'll know that those are urban deer hunters, okay? And they'll be able to not have to bother you out in the woods. Again, the goals of this hunt, number one, is safety, okay? We want everybody to continue hunting. These urban deer hunts are high profile. We've been doing urban deer hunts in Arkansas since the late 1990s. They're very high profile. We've got people that love deer on one side, and we have people that absolutely hate deer on the other. Okay? So we need to make sure that safety is paramount in these hunts. That's why we have to go through all these hoops, the orientations, the proficiency shoot, the bow hunter education class. We want to make sure that the people that are participating are aware that safety is very, very important. Okay? So safety, discretion is another one, and then harvest itself is the third goal. Okay? We want deer harvested. Okay?
Todd did want me to mention that no ATVs or side-by-sides are to be used in the hunting areas.
Right.
So, is that good, Todd? Okay, thanks. So I'm Ronnie Ritter, Director of Arkansas Hunters Feeding Hungry, and we got a really good crowd here today. This Hot Springs Village hunt is critical for us to be able to donate these snack sticks. We do all the schools in Garland County. Most of the time we say where deer are donated, it stays, which is true, because we do all the schools in Garland County, all 5, 6, 7 of them, whichever, however many they are, but we do them all. So this village donation is real critical. Last year we only had 120 deer donated. Now the harvest was down from previous years, so Hunters Feeding Hungry needs about 200 deer donated. I know that's a lot, but 200 deer, if you average a deer about 30 pounds once you debone it. So that amounts to, in each pound of deer does 9 packages of these. So if you run the numbers, 200 deer will produce about 50-something thousand packages. So it's, with our program, the weekend backpack program that we do in schools all across the state, it's real critical that we get a lot of deer donated from here, because this program we started 5 years ago and we didn't know where it was going to go. It's just exploded because we realize there's a lot of kids and a lot of schools that go home on the weekend that don't have food. Sometimes economic reasons, but often social reasons. There's just a bad situation at home, maybe drugs, alcohol, that sort of thing. And these kids come to school with nothing to eat. So we work with teachers and counselors in these schools all across the state. I think we're in about 50 counties now, and that's growing. So we really need your deer donated. The bigger the better. No funds, because we have to pay for processing costs, and those costs are going up. If you get your deer processed somewhere, it's not cheap anymore, and so we're having to pay more to our processors to get these deer processed. So it's costing us more. And by the way, if you hadn't bought your hunting and fishing license, please consider donating $5 or $10 to Arkansas Hunters Feeding Hungry. That's the way we run a lot of our programs. That's a majority of our budget. When you do that, that comes directly to us. I'm sure a lot of folks have donated in the list of hands that people, when they go, when you buy it online, if you go, thank you, sir, if you go to a local place that sells hunting licenses, that may not ask. So go online and buy it, and then right before you hit checkout, it'll ask you to donate. There's a $1 option, but just forget that one. So do the $5 or $10 option, because that is, our budget comes from that. So y'all are really a big part of the program. The hunter really is helping us to do what we do. So, but these snack sticks, when we talk to teachers and counselors all across the state, protein is what they don't get in a lot of those backpacks. I know we may have some educators out here, but this is great protein for kids. And they depend on it. In fact, a lot of them tell me that the first thing they look for in their backpack on a Friday when they get it is see if there's any snack sticks. So they go in there and look. I mean, the schools do the best they can. Most of them don't have a budget for the weekend backpack program. It's not part of the school budget. So they have to get funding from churches, from outside sources to be able to do this. And it's volunteers that will pack these, or the teachers and counselors. So we had no idea where it was going to go 5 years ago. We did a pilot program in Jonesboro and started handing them out to kids. They kept coming back. It's like, well, maybe we got something here. So we've done almost 350,000.
5 goals of my organization, several members of the Common Property Committee decided that they felt that we could do as good a job as what was being done by internalizing it into being handled by Hot Springs Village alone. And over the course of the last 12 months, I can't tell you how many hours the people sitting over here, including several board members, almost every member of the Common Property Committee, how much time they put in to put together what you went through today. And how many of you felt like today's process was as good or even better than last year's? Okay, great. So as you heard from the previous speakers, there's a different paradigm that we're trying to put out there this year. We want you to get the big bucks. That's great, but it's even more important as property owners here. If you live here, especially, you can either take them out with a bow and arrow or a crossbow, or you can take them out with your car. So I think you'd probably better take them out with a crossbow or a bow and arrow. And in addition, our goal here is to have a healthy herd in the village while we're also giving back to the community. And that's another difference here that I want you all to be aware of as mainly property owners. Our goal with this hunt, with the revenue that we're bringing in from this, we're going to try to turn every dime we can back over to the community. Whether it's improving the archery within the village, archery programs in the local schools, hopefully some scholarships into some of the local schools. So you're giving back to your community by contributing to this year in many ways. So I just want to say thank you to all of you, and we're looking forward to the results of this hunt being far greater than anything we've experienced in the last few years. So thank you.
Wrap Hot Springs Village Urban Hunt orientation is over. I think they're going to do one more around August the 1st, but we had a good time today. Thanks to all the people that helped out, and hopefully we'll have us a good, safe year of hunting.